Good morning, everyone. This is Tim Wilmot speaking from Wizard Systems. Thanks for joining me today for this presentation to show you the capabilities of Workbooks CRM, what areas of your business it can address, and how my company, Wizard Systems, can help you with your CRM project. Now, we run these short presentations normally every Friday, focusing on different aspects of Workbooks, and today we're going to look more closely at how you import your data into a Workbook system. Excuse me. So this presentation is going to be about half an hour or so in duration. So it's just a basic overview. Everyone uses CRM in different ways. Everyone's got different requirements, and I wouldn't have enough time in this session to go over all of the extensive capabilities. So after this call, if you want to explore Workbooks in more detail, we'd love to organize more of a one-to-one session with you, and we can go over your specific needs. Now, also on the call today, we've got some people already trialing Workbooks. I know, looking down some of the names of attendees, and some who I think have never seen it before. So excuse me if I'm going over some old information that you may already know. Now, the audio part of this presentation is one way only. Your microphone is on mute. If you've got any questions, please type those into the questions section on your meeting control panel, and I'll do my best to answer those at the end. Also, this session is being recorded. After the presentation, you will receive an email with a link to the recording that you can play back at your leisure, and we'll most likely pop it up on our YouTube channel as well. Okay, so let's get started. Just a brief mention about my company, first of all, before we get into Workbooks. All we do is CRM. We've been doing it a long time. We've implemented well over 3,000 systems in the last 24 years or so. And with Workbooks, it's a cloud system, so there's nothing to install. You can be up and running very, very quickly. And we have clients that do their own thing with Workbooks, set it up themselves, teach themselves how to use it. It's very straightforward. There's lots of resources available. But if you want any help or assistance in implementing your system, migrating data, which is what we're going to cover this morning, customizing to your requirements, training you, we can train you at your premises, or you can come to us. We're based near Bristol, or we can do it online. And finally, all the ongoing support. So if you get stuck, you've got a friendly, responsive help desk service to call on to assist you and give you advice. So in working with you, what we're trying to find out is what are you looking to achieve with a new CRM system? Are you looking to improve your sales process? Are you replacing an old CRM system with Workbooks? Are you looking to do better marketing, track sales and quotes more effectively, improve customer service, improve time management, improve your reporting of KPIs in your company? Could be a combination of those. So it's very important for us to, as a supplier, as a partner to you, to try and understand your issues and objectives, which is what we try and do from the outset of working with you. So what is Workbooks? Well, it's an easy to use, affordable, central system to manage all of your client contact information in one place, managing your interactions with those people. You're working more efficiently as a team because you're sharing that information. You're being more productive and responsive to clients. There's some marketing tools in there as well to assist with your targeted communications to your leads and prospects and customers. Unusually for a CRM system, not many systems do this, but we can create sales quotes, orders, and invoices. Typically, with other CRM systems, you have to rely on another add-on, or it just won't do it. But we can do that with Workbooks. So this is what we would be keen to point out in showing the system to you. Why is this different from other CRM systems out there? We can also track customer service. Do you have a customer support team in your company? Do you take support calls? So they too could be using Workbooks. So you're achieving, going back to what I said earlier, you're achieving better teamwork in your company. Your salespeople are talking to your, sharing information with your support people and vice versa. Now, as well as it being a great personal productivity tool. It's also a great management tool as well. There's a report writer in the system to help you make decisions, help you control your company more efficiently, more effectively. And it is a UK system, 100% cloud, as I've said already. The data is held very, very securely in the UK, and quite frankly, a level of security that most small companies could not afford on their own, and very reliable as well. Last year, we had an uptime of 100%. It's always going to be available for you. So just focusing on some of the key aspects of Workbooks now, just a few more slides before we go into the demo proper. So at the heart of any proper CRM solution is this storage, this way of storing all the information about the clients and contacts that you're dealing with in your organization. The leads, the prospects, your customers, your suppliers, your partners, they're all in the system. It's very customizable. You can also deploy different security levels as well. So we do have some companies, some larger companies that do want to hide information from certain employees or make things read-only, or Team A can't see Team B's information, for example. You can do that with Workbooks, many different levels of user security. You're using it, of course, to track your activities in the system, your calls, your meetings, your tasks. Now there's some very nice integration with Outlook and Exchange, so if you're using that, you can put the information in once into one of those systems and it will appear in the other system automatically for you. A nice bi-directional way of sharing your calendar, your tasks and contact information. So you're building up, I mean, why do you do that? Well, you're building up a wonderful history of everything that you've done with that client, because you never know when that information could be very useful for you in a customer service situation, to know who said what to who and when and why. Now we integrate with any email system, Yahoo, Gmail, Outlook, of course. And as you send and receive your emails, they can be copied. They can be copied automatically into the history of the client's record. So you're building up a nice record of all those emails, your colleagues' emails as well, backwards and forwards, together with attachments also. There is a mobile app included, so whatever device you're using, a tablet, smartphone, iPhone, we work with any browser as well. Whatever device you've got real-time access to Workbooks. Now another important aspect of using a CRM system is to aid in your marketing, the way you promote yourself and communicate with your prospects and customers and clients and contacts. So this is, Workbooks does help you leverage this. So first of all, topic today, how do you get data into the system first of all to get you started? A question we often ask people is where do your leads come from? Where do your contacts come from? Are you going to exhibitions? Are you buying information? Do they come from your website? Do they come from referrals? There could be many different sources, or of course you will just acquire data. And there's easy ways of getting that imported into Workbooks to get you started. Another way of getting information into Workbooks is via a web form. So the web form on your website, as people fill in their information, they hit submit, that becomes a lead in the Workbook system, and there's a little bit of workflow in there to route it through the system to alert you to a new incoming lead, to make sure that nothing slips through the net there. So in marketing, we've got easy ways of going into Workbooks and building up lists of people that we want to maybe email to. And we've got integration included as standard with popular systems like MailChimp, Constant Contact and .mailer. So with MailChimp, for example, which we find is the most popular system out there, you create your list in Workbooks. That list is automatically uploaded to MailChimp. No need to export data from Workbooks, importing into MailChimp. It's all seamless for you. MailChimp will allow you to create the nice looking email. It will deliver the email. And then importantly, with integration, coming back into Workbooks, you can see the responses of those clients. What were they sent? What did they open? What emails did they open? What did they click on? And also observing hard bounce and opt-out information. Nice two-way link with many of these popular email marketing systems, all included in your subscription. So another important aspect of using a CRM system is managing processes in your organization. And one that may be very important for you is a sales process, and part of that is how do you do quotes? How do you do proposals? Well, that too could be managed within Workbooks, no additional software required. And the ability to create some nice looking quotes as well. You can store your price list in Workbooks. You can import that price list into Workbooks if you get that from suppliers. You can also define any number of different quotation layouts for different quotation situations, and all fully integrated with another big part of a CRM solution is the way you manage your opportunities, so projects, if you like. And so against that project, we can see all the information, that opportunity, we can see all the information we need to know as regards what is it called, what's its value, what's its probability, when is the order going to come in. So a great tool there for managing your sales pipeline, and all integrated with your quotations. Now, the ability to create orders and invoices is like an option. There are two different editions of Workbooks. There's CRM edition and Business edition. CRM edition does all the normal CRM things that you'd expect and allows you to go up to quotation stage. Business edition does all of that plus the ability to create orders and invoices. So there's the two editions. They're priced differently, and you can also mix and match these two editions as well. So some people could be on CRM, some people could be on business. If you were 5 users, for example, you could have 3 people on CRM and 2 people on business, no problem at all. Now, customer service, both editions have the ability to track customer service. So do you have a customer support team in your company? You've got a way now of logging in a disciplined, structured way all of your customer service requests. Very, very customizable. You can apply deadlines as well. Do you have, in your company, do you have service level agreements? Do you have an agreement where you have to respond to client requests within, say, a certain number of working hours? That could be an SLA that's put into Workbooks, and Workbooks can look after that for you and alert you to any potential breaches of that SLA condition. So as you're using Workbooks for tracking customer service calls, you're building up a wonderful history of those issues, and in a way you're building up a knowledge base because you're recording these problems that are coming in and the solutions that you give to your customers. Right, last slide before we go into the demo proper. So using Workbooks as a management tool. It's not just a productivity tool, it's a management tool as well. So you've got a way of looking at your sales activity levels. How many calls are you doing? How many leads are coming in? How many meetings you're doing? Workbooks is going to give you answers to all of those questions. A big part of using a CRM system for many of our clients is managing opportunities, your sales pipeline. And to help you see what's going on, there are a couple of tools in Workbooks. First of all, there's a report writer. There's some reports in the system. There's about 50 reports provided with Workbooks, and you can create your own very easily as well. In fact, we do feature that on one of our Friday presentations, how to create reports. So nice pretty reports to help you see what's going on, and complementary to that are dashboards. Nice graphical dashboards summarizing key things in your company like leads or sales activity levels, sales opportunities, marketing, service, and so on. Right, let's go into the demo proper, and two objectives here. First of all, to show you the interface, and secondly, just to give you an overview, show you how easy it is to import data into Workbooks. So I today am using Chrome with Workbooks, so you can use any browser. I've just logged in, and what you see first of all is called the Workbooks desktop. Now this should be familiar to you. It looks like your Windows desktop. It's got that familiar look and feel straight away. It's very easy to use. You're never going to have that lost feeling with workbooks. So, of course, everything starts from the Start button down in the bottom left-hand corner and your Start menu. Depending on who you are, you'll see a number of different options appearing on that Start menu. But right at the top there, towards the top, it's a way of accessing all of my records about my people and organizations, the contacts and companies that I'm working with. So if I select organizations first of all, what comes up is the what we call the organizations landing page, a bit like an Excel spreadsheet summarizing row by row all of the companies in my system. And you can decide what columns you see here. You can put these companies or organizations into different groups that allows you to easily see, for example, easily see all of your prospects, easily see all of your customers. Quick way of navigating your way around. Now if I click on one of these organization records and just delve in a little bit more detail, we're just showing you here, what the interface looks like. It's all groups of windows here that can be minimized or maximized. So this is a record of a company. Notice the row of tabs across the top. Initially we're on the main tab, show me the key information about the company. So this screen here can be changed, very easily changed by you. You can change the labels, you can add new fields, you can search on any of these fields, you can report on any of these fields, you can import data into any of these fields. So that's the key contact information for that company. And then running across the top, we can access more detailed information about this organization. So for example, notes, we can see a couple of notes. There could be some attached files, documents that you can associate with this company. So free format notes, if you like. Activities is an important one for most people. So this will show you all of the things that you've done with this company or are about to do. And the things that are in red there are overdue activities, a nice visual indication of things that are overdue to draw your attention to that. And you can schedule new activities very easily, in fact, in a number of different ways. Things like calls, meetings from there. And with the Outlook integration, that's shared between the two. Emails, any emails coming over from Outlook or Gmail or Yahoo will be displayed here together with any attachments as well. And you'll see them exactly as you see them in your relevant email system. People, who do we know that works at this company? So we've got Alan, Gracie, Kate there, and we can click on one of their records to zoom into them and see them in more detail. Opportunities, show me the opportunities on the go with this company. There's 3 there, and we can click on one of those and zoom into that information in more detail. Transactions are financial things, so these are showing me the quotes and orders and invoices with this company, and you can create new ones from here. There's a few ways of creating new quotes, but this is one way here of creating a new quote. Let's just scroll over a little bit and cover a couple more tabs. Cases, so using Workbooks as a service tool. So these are the 16 problems, issues that this customer has given us, and we can click on any of these records to display that information in more detail. And lastly, marketing campaigns. There's a marketing aspect to using Workbooks, so we can see here the different events or marketing campaigns this company has been on. So a nice way of seeing all the information about a company. If I click on this little icon down here, that will close all my windows on my desktop, but a very easy way from that start menu, going to accessing all of the key parts of the system, the individual contacts in your system, individual people, accessing organization, moving through activities, so what are you doing today, what are your colleagues doing. You can view this as a list or in a graphical diary type format as well. All this information can be shared with Outlook if you want to. And then lower down we've got sections for cases, Sales, if you're a sales manager, you'll be living here, so you can actually see at a glance all of your opportunities on the go. There they all are there. That's the opportunities landing page, and you can click on any of those and zoom in and get more information in more detail. And marketing, if you're a marketing person, this is where you can manage your campaigns and your lists and products and marketing collateral to share with your team there. And if you're a finance person, remember that workbooks can be used for creating quotes, orders, invoices, and also contracts. This is where you can access and see all of those. So this morning, I want to go through a simple example of importing data into workbooks. This might be an Excel spreadsheet. I have a very simple list of people I want to import into workbooks. It could have been in Excel, but what you need to do is save it as a CSV, a comma separated value type field. So I've done that already, and I'm going to the import tool in workbooks. And first of all, down the left-hand side here, these are all of the parts of workbooks that we can import into. Now, most of the time, you're going to be importing information about people or companies or the two together. You may have a spreadsheet that combines the two. But if I just scroll down here, you actually see that we can actually import into almost any part of workbooks very easily. So, for example, if you get price lists from suppliers, you could be importing your products there. So today I'm going to go through a simple exercise of importing a few records of some people from a CSV file. It could, as I say, it could have been originally resident in Excel. You just save it in Excel, you save it as a CSV file, and then come over to here to do your import. So this is step number one. Step number one is choose the file that you want to, choose the source file that you want to import into workbooks. So I've got a file called test CSV. There we go there. That's selected. And I click next to go to the next screen. Here I can view that file that I've just selected. Nice little sanity check here, just to make sure that the data is well behaved and in the right columns. So you can see here that this is the source data, and we've got a few columns: first name, last name, very, very simple data, phone number, job function, and so on. Right, so it looks okay. And confirmation that there's only 3 rows of data. It's a very, very small file for this morning's demonstration. Click next. Now this is an important screen. This is where we map the data from the source file to the relevant field in the workbooks application. Excuse me. Now in the middle here, this is where workbooks has found some mappings already. So because I'd labeled some of the columns in a similar fashion to the fields in workbooks, it's found that mapping, it's found that home to go to. So for example, the postcode in my file is being mapped to the postcode, zip code in workbooks. I had a field called tel, a column called tel. It's going to map that to the telephone field. Makes sense, and so on. On the right-hand side are all of the unmapped workbooks fields. So those fields that are going to be blank, basically. They haven't. We don't have any data yet that we're going to shove into those fields. And on the left-hand side, from my file, are any unmapped fields. So I did have a column called job function. What's the job role of that person? And it hasn't found an appropriate field to map that to. So I just click on this field. This will now pop up a little window allowing me to select from a drop-down list of all of the relevant fields. There they are in alphabetical order. All of the relevant fields that I can select in the people part of workbooks. So the appropriate one would be job role, I think. So let's choose that one and save and close. So there we are. We've mapped all our file fields, and we're ready to click next. This is where we can actually choose how the import is going to perform. So we can create new records, or we could update existing records. Maybe we've got data that's updating information I've already got in Workbooks. So I could choose other options there to append extra information or overwrite information. And then how do you find, if you're going to do that, how do you find a match of an existing record? So there's a few ways of doing that. So I've got new data in this example. Click next. So I'm now ready to run. Click run, and job done. Now the nice thing about the Workbooks import is that the data is held in a waiting area. So it's not visible to all of your users until you approve of it. So here are the 3 records I've just imported: Irene, Adrian, Layla there. No errors, that's good. And when I think it looks all right, I can then approve it. And it's then available to the whole team for accessing. Notice that import profile is also stored in Workbooks. If I have a similar import to do, maybe at a later date, it's going to save me time by using that previous profile there. Right, so if I close all that down, let's do a search for one of those imported contacts. So Irene, for example. Do a search for Irene, there she is. Click on Irene Harris, and there we are. It was a simple example. We've got quite a few blanks here, postcode, but it's all been correctly mapped, and we can now obviously add, as we start using it, we can now add a bit more information to it. So that was a simple example of imports and an overview of the Workbooks interface, but nothing beats trying it yourself. So if you're not on a trial already, please sign up for that. Now, just a bit of information about the pricing with Workbooks. So here are the 2 different editions in Workbooks: CRM edition and business edition, priced differently. You have an annual subscription with Workbooks. So CRM is $228 per user per year, and business edition is $504 per user per year. There's a number of very popular add-on options. So for Outlook, for example, that's an extra £48 per user per year. So once we understand your requirements, we can confirm all this pricing to you. Plus, be realistic. What help do you need in getting this system up and running? There are some people that like to do everything themselves. Maybe you're like that, or maybe you do want a little bit of training first of all, or maybe you want us to do everything for you. Once we have a dialogue with you, then we can ascertain the right level of services for you, and once we understand what you need, confirm those costs for training, implementation, and so on. So it's now nearly the end of this short presentation. We are now able to answer any of your questions you might have, so please type those into the question panel of your meeting control panel. Right, first question from Michael: can you integrate with Xero? Xero is an accounting system, a cloud-based accounting system. Yes, you can, via a third-party application called Zapier, ZAPIER.com. So yes, with that little bit of glue, Zapier, that allows you to integrate the 2 together to share transactions typically. Question from Con: how do I sign up for the trial? Well, you just go to workbooks.com and click on the Try Me button, I think it's called. No credit card required. Yeah, and very easy to sign up for a 30-day trial there, and that can be your live system going forwards. If hopefully you like what you see and you want to proceed, that can be changed very easily into your live system if you want to. Right, don't think there's any more questions coming through, but if you do have any more questions, please contact me. Tim Wilmot, tim@wizard-systems.com. There's my email address and phone number 01454 316800. Remember the trial, and also remember our offer to you to give you a more in-depth one-to-one presentation where we can go over your specific requirements and your specific needs. But thanks very much for your time this morning. Thanks very much for your interest in Workbooks, and we look forward to future contact. Thanks very much indeed.